Hey friends, welcome to the Time for Living podcast, your ultimate guide to finding the time you need to crush your business dreams while still having time to live your one beautiful life. I'm your host, Lucy Clark, a devoted boy mum, dedicated business owner and time-finding expert. Say goodbye to the I'm too busy mindset that's holding you back from growing your online business. No more feeling overwhelmed or stuck in the same place year after year. Each week, we'll dive deep into strategies for being intentional with your precious time so you can hit those business goals while still making time for yourself and your family. If you're ready to create more time, get practical tips and prioritize the steps that will make the biggest impact on your business and life, then you're in the right spot. Pop in your earbuds, steal a quiet moment, and let's find time together. I need to tell you something that might surprise you. The most successful mom entrepreneurs I know don't start on January 1st. I know, that probably goes against everything you're seeing right now. Everywhere you look, it's New Year, New You, and start strong in 2026. And all these people posting about their massive goals and their January 1st morning routines. And if you're listening to this on December 30th, you might be feeling that pressure. Like you should have got it all figured out by January 1st. That you should be ready to hit the ground running. But here's what I've discovered after years of trying to do exactly that. Starting on January 1st, when you're a mom entrepreneur building a business around family life, it's exactly a setup for feeling behind. And today, I want to give you permission to do something different, something strategic, something that actually works. I want to give you permission to wait until January 5th. Let me tell you about January 1st, 2023, because maybe you'll see yourself in this story. I woke up January 1st so ready. I had my goals written down. I had my vision board. I had my morning routine all planned out. I was going to meditate, journal, work out, and get 2 hours of focused business time before my kiddo even woke up. I set my alarm for 5:30 a.m. Here's what actually happened. I woke up exhausted because we'd stayed up late on New Year's Eve. Everyone was still on holiday schedule, so they woke up early too. My partner was tired too, so everyone was kind of off. And I remember sitting there at 8 a.m., not having done any of the things on my list, feeling like I'd already failed. On January 1st, day one of the year, and I was already behind. But here's the thing I didn't understand then. I hadn't failed, I just started at the wrong time. My kiddo was still home. We were still in holiday mode. The house still had that post-Christmas energy. Nobody's routine had clicked back in yet, and I was trying to build business momentum in the middle of all of that. Of course, it didn't work. And then I spent the next few days feeling guilty. Guilty that I wasn't working on my business because I was with my family. Guilty that I wasn't fully present with my family because I was thinking about my business. Just stuck in this exhausting in-between. Sound familiar? Here's a lie we've all been sold. January 1st is the magic fresh start day. The calendar flips and somehow we're supposed to become a different person, more disciplined, more focused, more capable of doing all the things. But when you're a mom entrepreneur, January 1st isn't a fresh start for your business. It's still precious time with your family. Your kids are still home. You're still in that beautiful end of holiday rhythm. Maybe you're doing puzzles together or having slow mornings or finally watching that movie you've been meaning to see as a family. That time matters. That time is valuable. That time is exactly where you should be. But somewhere along the way, we started believing that if we're not starting strong on January 1st, we're failing. That if we're choosing family time over business momentum, we're not serious entrepreneurs. And that's just not true. There's nothing magic about January 1st for building business momentum when your actual routine hasn't changed at all. The conditions that make habits stick, predictable time blocks, consistent rhythms, mental space, those don't exist yet. Your environment is still in holiday mode, and you're trying to force a business fresh start in that environment. It's just not strategic. It's just exhausting. And here's what I've noticed when I talk to mom entrepreneurs who are actually building successful businesses. The ones who are consistently showing up, making progress, not burning out, most of them don't sacrifice those last precious days of family time to start strong on January 1st. They enjoyed their families guilt-free, and then they started strategically when their routine came back. For most of us, that's January 5th. That's when kids go back to school. That's when you get your time blocks back. That's when the conditions actually support momentum. That's your real fresh start. And once I understood that, everything changed. I stopped feeling guilty for being fully present with my family during those last days of break. And I stopped feeling behind when I started building business momentum on January 5th instead. So here's what I want to give you today, especially if you're listening to this on December 30th or 31st. Permission. Permission to not have it all figured out by January 1st. Permission to actually enjoy the last few days of the holidays without feeling guilty that you're not starting strong. Permission to be fully present with your family during those last days of break without thinking about your business goals. Because here's what I've learned. Those few days between December 26th and January 4th, they matter. This is time with your kids when they're home. Time with your family when everyone's a little more relaxed. Time to actually rest and reset before the chaos of routine kicks back in. And if you spend that time feeling guilty that you should be working or feeling anxious that you haven't started your goals yet, you miss it. You miss the actual magic of this season. So I want you to hear this. You are not behind. Not starting on January 1st doesn't make you lazy. It doesn't mean you're not serious about your business. It doesn't mean you're going to fail. It means you're being strategic. It means you understand that building a business as a mom works differently. It means you're choosing to start when you can actually build momentum, not when the calendar tells you to. And honestly, that's the mark of a smart entrepreneur. Let me explain why waiting until January 5th isn't procrastination, it's strategy. First, you're starting with routine, not against it. When you start a new habit on January 1st when your kids are home, you're fighting against your environment. You don't have your normal time blocks, your schedule is unpredictable, everyone's rhythms are off. But when you wait until January 5th, routine is back. You know exactly when you have time, you can predict your day, you can build a habit that actually sticks because it fits into your real life, not your holiday life. Second, you're starting with energy, not exhaustion. Let's be honest about how you feel on January 1st. You're probably tired from the holidays, you've been hosting or traveling, you've been managing family dynamics, you've been doing all the things. Starting a new business habit when you're running on empty, that's setting yourself up to quit by January 7th. But when you give yourself those few days to rest, to recharge, to actually enjoy the end of the holidays, you start on January 5th with actual energy, with capacity, with mental space to show up. Third, you're starting with clarity, not pressure. January 1st comes with so much pressure. Everyone's posting their goals. Everyone's starting strong. Everyone's doing all the things. And in that noise, it's really hard to get clear on what you actually want to build, what your one priority is, what your business actually needs right now. And you give yourself December 30th through January 4th to think, not execute, just to think. You can get really clear on your one thing, on what you're actually committing to. So by January 5th, you're not just randomly starting something, you're starting the right thing. What I've noticed about mom entrepreneurs who are actually successful, that are building real businesses without burning out, they don't try to do everything on January 1st. They pick one thing and start when routine returns. Not 10 goals, not a complete life overhaul, one thing. One habit they can protect even on their hardest days. One action they can take in 15 minutes or less. One commitment they can actually keep. And they don't start it when their kids are home and chaos is high. They start it when routine comes back and they can actually build momentum. That's the difference. They're not more disciplined than you. They're not more motivated. They just understand that timing matters, that environment matters, that starting strategically beats starting early every single time. So if you've been feeling like you're already behind because you don't have your plan ready, because you haven't started yet, because January 1st is 2 days away and you're not prepared, let me tell you what you're actually doing. You're being smart. You're waiting to start when you can actually succeed. And that's not failure, that's strategy. Okay, so if you're not starting on January 1st, what should you do with these next few days? First, like I said, actually enjoy them. I mean it. Be present with your family. Sleep in if you can. Watch movies with your kids. Don't feel guilty about not working on your business. This is the last bit of unstructured time before routine kicks back in. Soak it all in. You're not wasting time. You're resting so you can start strong when it actually matters. Second, think about your one thing. Notice I don't say plan everything, I say think about your one thing. If you could only commit to one habit for the next 12 weeks, one action you could take 15 minutes or less, even on your hardest days, what would it be? Not 10 things, one thing. Maybe it's reaching out to one potential client every day. Maybe it's showing up on Instagram stories 3 times a week. Maybe it's writing for 15 minutes every morning. Maybe it's working on your offer before everyone else wakes up. What is that one thing? If you did it consistently, would actually move your business forward. Just think about it. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to plan every detail. Just get clear on what your one thing might be. Third, notice when you actually have time on January 5th. Once routine comes back, when do you actually have 15 minutes? Is it before the kids wake up, during school hours, after bedtime? You don't have to schedule everything. Just notice when is your window. That's it. That's all you need to do between now and January 5th. Enjoy your family, think about your one thing, and notice when you have time. Then on January 5th, you start. So let's talk about what actually happens on January 5th, because this isn't about some massive morning routine or complete life transformation. January 5th is simple. You do your one thing. That's it. Maybe you wake up, the kids go to school, and you sit down with your coffee or tea if you're me, and spend 15 minutes reaching out to potential clients. Or maybe you set your alarm 15 minutes early, and before anyone else is awake, you write for 15 minutes. Or maybe after bedtime, you spend 15 minutes working on your offer. 15 minutes, one action, that's your January 5th. And then you do it again on January 6th. And again on January 7th. Not because you're trying to prove something, not because you're behind and need to catch up, but because you're building something real, something sustainable, something that actually works with your life as a mom entrepreneur. And here's what not to do on January 5th. It's not waking up at 5 a.m. with a 2-hour morning routine. It's not overhauling your entire life. It's not trying to do 12 things at once. It's just showing up for your one thing for 15 minutes. And that's how you build a business as a mom. That's how you create momentum. That's how you actually make progress without burning out. And the beautiful thing, when you start on January 5th instead of January 1st, you're not starting from exhaustion, you're starting from strategy. And here's the mindset I need you to make, especially if you're someone who tends to feel behind. Not starting on January 1st doesn't mean you're behind, it means you're starting at the right time. The story you tell yourself about this matters so much. If you tell yourself, everyone else started on January 1st and I'm already behind, you're starting from a deficit. You're already feeling like you're chasing. And that's what makes it so much harder to show up. But if you tell yourself, I'm starting strategically on January 5th when I can actually build momentum, you're starting from a place of power. You're choosing this. You're being intentional. Same action, completely different energy. So between now and January 5th, pay attention to the story you're telling yourself. When you see people posting about their January 1st goals, you don't have to feel behind. You can think, good for them. I'm starting when routine comes back. When you feel guilty for not working on your business on January 2nd, you can remind yourself, I'm resting strategically so I can start strong. When you wonder if you should be doing more, you can tell yourself, I'm being smart about timing. The story you tell yourself shapes everything. And if you can shift from I'm behind to I'm being strategic, everything will change. Okay, so here's what I want you to walk away from this episode with. One decision. Between now and January 5th, make one decision. What's your one thing? What's the one habit you're going to start on January 5th when routine comes back? Not your 10 goals, not your vision board, not your entire 2026 plan. Just your one thing. The habit you can do 15 minutes or less. The action you can take even on your hardest days. Get clear on that. And then on January 5th, just do it. That's how you actually build a business as a mom entrepreneur. Not by doing everything on January 1st. By doing one thing consistently, starting when routine returns. And here's what I know from doing this myself and watching other mom entrepreneurs do it. That one thing, it really changes everything. Not because it's big, not because it's flashy, because it's consistent. Because it's protected, because it actually fits into your real life. So make your one decision. That's how mom entrepreneurs actually build sustainable businesses. That's what the most successful ones I know do differently. And as you're getting clear on your one thing, I'm going to be sharing more about the bigger picture system that holds everything together in January. But for now, just focus on your one thing. I'm Lucy, this is Time for Living, and I'll speak to you next Tuesday. Let's make 2026 the year you actually build a thriving business, starting on January 5th, not January 1st. Hey friends, thank you so much for tuning in to the Time for Living podcast today. If this episode inspired you to take action and save time, I'd be so grateful if you could leave a written review and subscribe over on Apple Podcasts. Your feedback means the world to me and helps us reach even more amazing people like you. If you know a friend who needs to hear this message, share this episode with them. And remember, your time is precious, so make every moment count. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep living, and keep making time for what matters most.